All about the money. You know that, Darren Bent. Big Friday means big calls. Get them in now. 03717 223344. Go on.
Someone said here and made a good point. Remember Eddie Howe? He went back to Bournemouth and got them promoted. Premier League.
Your sound effects, they're becoming more and more prominent in the show. Aren't they?
Yeah,
Go on, describe Bowen's goal for me. See?
Bosh.
Michael is a Wolves fan. He's up first. Hello, Michael. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, boys. You okay?
I'm good, very well. You sound very sprightly today.
It's Friday afternoon. I'm on the way home from work.
What, 4:20? What'd you do?
I work in a school.
Oh, okay. What time's that finish? 3:30?
Yeah, about half three.
I thought teachers were supposed to stay behind afterwards and do all the work and stuff.
And Mark.
But stop trying to get me extra work, Benny. That's not the one, you know.
Can I ask, Mike? What age group do you teach, Michael?
Sixth form.
Sixth form. So how old? Sixth form? 15, 16, something like that.
16 to 18.
Do are there any sort of cheats for you when you have to mark homework? Because it can be a bit sort of boring, can't it?
No, you do everything completely to the book all the time.
You lie. Just in case people are listening.
You're trying to get him fired?
You know,
You do everything by the book. Come on, Michael.
100% all the time.
Okay, all right.
That's not my appraisal.
I believe you. Go on then, Mike. What would you say? You're a Wolves fan, right? And of course, the big news is Nuno could be going back to your club. Do you want him back?
100%. Absolutely love Nuno. I think what it is, the fans never really connected with Bruno. It never really worked for me. I think that we need a bit of a lift. Just having Nuno in the dugout would give Mourinho a lift. It's been really flat this season. There's this sort of myth that we've played really, really good football, but just not put the ball in the back of the net. I don't really agree. I'm a season ticket holder, so I see it all. We need some passion. We need a bit of fire. I'd take Nuno back 100%.
What percentage of Wolves fans do you think would agree with you, Mike?
It depends on where you look, really. I think you're probably looking at maybe 75%.
That's good.
It's it depends. I've been sort of scouring Twitter all day. I've been working all day.
Oh no, Mike! It slipped, didn't it? The mask slipped.
I've had my students on, doing a little bit of extracurricular.
That's amazing. All day you've been on social media.
Trying to figure out if we've got any more, is there anything else? Are there any photos of Nuno down at the training ground? And I think a lot of people are sort of, moaning, you're looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. I don't think that's the case. We had a poor season with no fans in the stadium during COVID. Everything else was amazing. FA Cup semi-final, Europa League quarter-final.
Michael, wasn't it a case as well that maybe your squad wasn't big enough? Like, you played a lot of games, he had a small squad, and it kind of... And you basically run out of gas.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what it was. It needed a bit of freshening up, and a bit disappointed that Bruno got so much backing really from the board, and Nuno not. So it was a massive surprise. And you don't see managers leave in the way that he did that often. Sort of, people sort of crying in the stand and getting a bit of a guard of honour by the players. It was completely unique. I'd have him back 100%.
Okay, Mike, thanks for your call. Just quickly as well, right? Next time you're at school and you're busy, you don't need to go on social media. Just download the talkSPORT app and then you get pop-up notifications, all right?
Already downloaded, but don't tell anybody.
Okay, I haven't said it. Don't know what you're talking about. Who is this? Bye. Let's go to Dan. He's a Wolves fan. Hello, Dan.
Hi, guys. You all right?
We're good. We're very well. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Looking forward to a decent show in store today. You got some good topics coming up, I reckon.
What do you mean you reckon? We have. Of course we have, Dan.
Well, we'll see how it...
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, you don't want to pass judgment just yet. Go on then, you're a Wolves fan. What was your initial reaction when you heard the news that your old manager was being linked back to the club?
I mean, I would follow on from previous caller there with a lot of what you said. I agree with, where the percentage is probably happy. I think my concern would be when Nuno left, it was because he felt he wasn't backed, so the board won't back him again. They've backed Bruno, which hopefully has the players Nuno wants. And then following on from that, he cut a frustrated figure when I think he was unable, a bit due to backing and a bit due to the players he already had sort of starting to underperform. He was left frustrated not being able to get out of his previous formation with the sort of the 3-5-2 type scenario. And he can't go to that this time because we don't have certainly the centre halves to do that. And we've invested heavily in the sort of wide attacking players.
Well, you've lost Conor Cody, of course. You lost Willy Bolly. So that's two gone there.
I agree, but I think Bolly had fell out of favour by then, and in my opinion, without this injury crisis, I still don't think he'd play as much as he's been a great servant for us. I think my main point would be, my concern is, and Wolves fans should agree, is we're absolutely in a dogfight this year now, and I think that's already. And I have major concerns with how this weekend's going to go with the huge game, the season. And I think we're in a dogfight with regards to the players and their types of players we've got now. As much as Nuno will bring some authority and passion that I don't think Bruno had, as the last guy said, I think he's got a lot of players who've never really had to roll the sleeves up and dig deep. Players like Guedes, even players like Aït-Nouri are on the way up now, but they've already been touted like Chelsea with a rumour before, and I'm not convinced that these players, if we don't get ourselves out a bit early...
Do you know what though, Dan? You say about the relegation battle though, but you've got a run of games coming up: Forest, Palace, Leicester, Brentford and Brighton. That will tell you exactly where you're going to be. I think if you can get some results in that crop of games there that you've got coming up, then I think that will tell you whether you're going to be in a relegation battle or it's going to be okay.
I agree with you, Benty, but the problem is if we get through 4 of those games and we don't win 3 of them at least, or maybe, well, that's a bit harsh, maybe you don't win 2 or pick up sort of 5-6 points, let's say, then we are there and we haven't got that run of games immediately, of course, and Nuno's still got a lot. I mean, a lot of the players Nuno had and brought in and trusted and did well, they're not there now. Like you mentioned Cody, you mentioned others. Obviously, we've moved players on, and the players we brought in may not be familiar aside of the Portuguese element with Nuno. So I'm a bit concerned that his tactics, like I say, wouldn't maybe fall into place straight away given the personnel. And then he also had the problem with the striking scenario, and we're left with the same thing, which is a 34-year-old Costa, who I think is a great addition given what we had options of. But we are relying on him to do a lot more than I think he would have ideally wanted to decide upon.
Yeah, you're right. I think he's right, Dan. He's right there.
Thanks, Dan.
He is right. But I mean, listen, they need to pick up that run of games I just told you about. After the World Cup,
you are right.
In November and December, they've got Arsenal, Everton away, United, City, Liverpool, all in that crop of games coming up.
It's a good time for him to go back to the club. I don't mean with those games. I mean where Wolves are, because they're better than where they're better than bottom 3.
100%, they're better than that.
So if he gets them out, which I think he should, he's a bit of a hero, right?
Possession-wise, I think they're one of the highest in the Premier League. I think City and Liverpool are the highest, but they are up there in terms of possession. For them, it's just about sticking the ball in the net.
Yeah.
They don't concede many goals either.
No, but they need to score more.
Yeah.
Well done, by the way, to everyone that has not said the sentence, he knows the club. Because, of course, that means, means absolutely nothing. Did you you never went back to an old club? Did you?
No.
Did you ever get the chance, like, at the end of your career to go back to Ipswich for argument's sake?
No, it'd have been nice, though, but I just didn't get the chance.
You didn't?
No.
Why was that? Because you went there once and everyone went, we don't want him back.
No, I think one of the last times I went there, right, we beat them 3-0.
Yeah, how many did you get?
I got one, yeah.
Cool.
And
Sound effect, please.
It was the weirdest feeling.
What, scoring against Ipswich?
Yeah, because I didn't celebrate.
Why?
Because they started singing my name.
Right. Who did? Ipswich?
It was Sound fans.
Oh, that is weird.
But they was also hated Mick McCarthy, so he was getting it.
That is bizarre.
So it was a bizarre kind of...
They didn't like the manager, but they liked the player that scored against them.
Honestly, it was a really weird situation.
Did you want to go back to
I would have
Ipswich?
loved to have gone back there.
Okay.
In some capacity.
Not offering enough money.
No, it's not about the money.